اهلا بيكم وحلقه جديده وضيف جديد وخلينا نتكلم كوره برعايه اتش سبورتس جروب. وضيفتنا النهارده هي صانع العاب ليفربول الانجليزي رقم 10 زي ما بيقولوا. قبل ليفربول هي لعبت في انديه انجليزيه كتيره ابرزها ارسنال الانجليزي. ايضا لعبت في قطبي الكره الاسكتلنديه سيلتيك وجلاسجو، هي لعبه دوليه بمنتخب اسكتلندا. لعبت في وورلد كاب 2019 في فرنسا العام الماضي في كاس العالم. قبلها بسنتين في اليورو. طبعا عندها القاب كبيره جدا ابرزها كاس الاتحاد الانجليزي او الاف اي كاب مع ارسنال. حازت على 3 بطولات دوري، حازت على 2 كاس رابطه، يعني بانجازات كبيره جدا. برحب بكريستي ماري. Chris, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah, good to have you with us today. We'll just go straight to the questions, all right? So we've got the first question was asked, how did you start football as a kid? So usually people say football is a men's game, and did you find any troubles with your parents? You were supportive. Tell us about it.
Well, I have a brother who's a year younger than me, so growing up we always played football together. That for me was the starting point of me beginning to play football. As a young girl, when I started playing, there wasn't as many females playing football, so that was a challenge for me.
Brilliant. That's yeah.
Sorry, and then kind of my mum and dad were very supportive. I was very fortunate that they just wanted me to do well and to be happy, so they were very supportive of me playing football. So in terms of like my family support, that was brilliant. I think the challenge was that women's football wasn't big at that point, so I played with boys a lot of the time, but for me I think it made me a better player.
Brilliant. Thank you. احنا سألناها دلوقتي على لما بدايتها مع الكورة، لأنها كبنت، وهل دي قابلت مشاكل أهلها يقول لها مثلا دي لعبة للرجالة أو كده. هي بتقول أخوها كان أكبر منها بسنة وكان بيلعب كورة فساعدها كتير إنها تلعب. التحدي الوحيد اللي قابلها إن ما كانش كرة القدم ما كانتش منتشرة قوي للسيدات في الوقت ده، ولكن بتقول كانت بتلعب كتير مع أخوها وأصحابه كمان، وده شجعها كتير إنها تلعب. باباها ومامتها كانوا بيشجعوها برضو، فده ساعدها كتير جدا. All right, the next question is, you've played for many big and small teams. Is any difference between, the culture, the training sessions, and in general, like?
Yeah, I think the smaller clubs, there's definitely a big sense of community and family. I always found that the smaller clubs, they were a lot more personal. Not to say that the bigger clubs weren't, but I just felt like playing with those, like there was a real sense of people in the community getting involved. With the bigger clubs, you're also then kind of realise that you're part of something bigger. So playing for Arsenal and playing for Liverpool, you were part of a massive worldwide club, which was as well really, really cool to be part of.
Of course, yeah. سألناها بنقول لها دلوقتي انت لعبتي الأندية كبيرة وأندية صغيرة، ايه الفرق بين الاثنين يعني؟ ثقافة والتمرين وكده. فبتقول يعني بالنسبة للأندية الصغيرة كان الموضوع حماسي أكتر، وكان إن هو موضوع تحس إن هم عيلة مع بعض يعني. إنما الأندية الكبيرة طبعا ليها تاريخ كبير، يعني أنت بتلعب في أرسنال أو ليفربول طبعا ده بالنسبة لك أنت معروف العالم كله، مجرد ما تحط التيشيرت ده العالم كله عارفك أنت مين، فهي حاجة فخورة بيها جدا. All right, you have been with Liverpool for the past 2 years. What's your plans? Are you gonna renew your contract or?
I've actually just left Liverpool, so I didn't renew my contract. So at the moment, I'm not sure where I'll be playing my football. I would love to continue playing in England, but I just need to wait and see. It's quite a difficult time at the moment with kind of everything going on with the COVID. So I just need to kind of wait and see, but hopefully still in England.
Brilliant. احنا سألناها دلوقتي انها اخر سنتين كان بتلعب مع ليفربول، وقبل كده طبعا تاريخ طويل. بنقول لها انت هتجددي معاهم ولا هتعملي ايه؟ فبتقول هي حاليا عقدها خلص، وعشان الفيروس والمشاكل اللي حصلت دلوقتي في كوفيد 19 هي مستنيه تشوف ايه الوضع، وهي بتتمنى انها عندها عروض بس بتتمنى انها تفضل في انجلترا تلعب في انجلترا برضه. All right, we've got few questions in one here. So what's the typical age for female to retire, and where do you see yourself after you hang your boots, and do you see yourself staying in football or not?
Good questions. I think it varies with female footballers. I think from people that I've known in the past, maybe about 34, 35. it really depends on you as a person and if you've maybe had injuries and things like that. In terms of me, when I finish playing football, I would love to go into coaching. Whether it was coaching or management, I'm not quite sure yet. I've started my UEFA A licence just the last week, which has been really good for me to stay busy. So I think for me, I see my future in football, definitely.
Good luck with your UEFA license.
Thank you.
I know it's quite stressful.
It is.
Sure. سألناها دلوقتي بنقول لها ايه سن التقاعد المناسب غالبا للبنت في الكورة، وايه بالنسبة خططها بعد ما تبطل كورة، هتعمل ايه بالظبط، هل هتفضل في الكورة ولا هتعمل ايه. بتقول ان تعتقد ان هي ممكن من 30 ل 35 سنة ده سن مناسب للتقاعد، ولكن طبعا في حاجات كتير بتأثر زي الإصابات طبعا والمشاكل الأسرية والحاجات دي. وبتقول هي غالبا هتستنى هتكمل في الكورة. هي بدأت رخصتها الويفا لايسنس، بدأت رخصة تدريبية دلوقتي، وتعتقد انها هتمرن. هي حاليا بتعمل براكتس في تمرين البنات في عندها هنا. Alright, you played for Scotland in the World Cup 2019, so just simple, what went wrong? 0 wins.
Yeah, I know. I think for us, like, that was our first ever World Cup, so we knew that it was going to be tough. Everyone in our group had all had experience playing at a World Cup before, so we knew that it was going to be a challenge. But for us, like, we had some of the top teams in the world in our group. We had England, we had also Japan, so that is not an easy feat to go and defeat teams like them. So we feel like we've grown a lot as a team and learned from that. So hopefully in the future we can go on to play in another World Cup and show how good we are as a squad. I think obviously the last game was disappointing to be winning against Argentina and to then draw the final game and then go out. But I think for us as a group, like, it was a really good experience and one that obviously we want to push on from now and to get to other major tournaments.
Hopefully, yeah. سألناها بنقول لها بالنسبة لكأس العالم الأخيرة مع اسكتلندا، ما كسبوش ولا ماتش، تعادلوا ماتش واحد، كانت نتائج مخيبة جدا، التوقعات كانت أحسن من كده. إيه اللي حصل؟ فبتقول إن هم خبرتهم كانت قليلة، ما فيش حد فيهم لعب كأس عالم قبل كده. بالفرق الثانية في المجموعة خصوصا الأرجنتين واليابان كانوا عندهم خبرة أكبر. تقدموا على الأرجنتين وبعدين الأرجنتين تعادلت في الآخر. يعني بتقول كان الموضوع شوية، يعني هم بيتمنوا إن هم ياخدوا خبرة في الحاجات دي وفي المستقبل يتلاشوا المشاكل دي. Alright, you're a goal scorer. We all know that. So for a goal scorer, can you tell us about your favorite goal? Something, you know, like always comes in your way, you remember it, or the best title you had?
Some of my favourite goals. One that I played with when I was with Doncaster, I think we were playing against Manchester City, and for us, like, we were the league below. So for me to score against Manchester City was big, but I think just like the type of goal it was a good one. And then I think probably for me the other ones that stick in my mind is anyone that I've played for Scotland and scored. The one most recently against Albania meant a lot. I came back from injury from the World Cup, so I had been out for like 3-4 months. So to come back and to score my first game was brilliant.
That must be a really special one, isn't it?
Yeah.
سألناها عن أفضل جون هي جابته في مسيرتها أو أفضل حاجة يعني تفتكرها. بتقول كان في جون جابته في بدايتها كانت مع دونكستر ولعبت قدام مانشستر سيتي، وطبعا ده كان بالنسبة لها حاجة كبيرة جدا لأنها كانت لسه لعيبة صغيرة. بتقول برضو أي جون سجلته مع منتخب اسكتلندا ده جون مميز جدا بالنسبة لها، خصوصا كان جون قدام ألبانيا، كانت مصابة لمدة 2-3 وأول ما رجعت قبل كاس العالم عملت الموضوع ده بالنسبة لها طبعا حاجة كبيرة. About trophy or title? Trophy, the best trophy or the best title you had?
The best trophy, probably playing for like different clubs. It would be when I won the FA Cup with Arsenal. Like, the FA Cup is a massive one in England, so to be part of the squad that won that was very special.
أفضل الألقاب اللي حققتها في مسيرتها بتقول ال FA Cup مع ارسنال أو كأس الاتحاد الإنجليزي مع نادي ارسنال. ده بالنسبة لها طبعا ذكرى مميزة طبعا لأن بطولة مهمة من أعرق البطولات في العالم كله في التاريخ. Alright, why did you join the PFSA and will we see you in Egypt soon? You know that you're working in the talent identification in Egypt program there. So...
Yeah. Well, I followed them on Twitter. It was social media that actually kind of got in touch to the PFSA, and I kind of had a chat with them and went to a few of the courses. David is a brilliant guy, and he obviously made the opportunity to learn. So yeah, I would love to come out in Egypt to Egypt to meet everyone and to learn kind of about football there as well too. So for me, that would be really exciting.
I'm sure people would love to see you there. سألتها دلوقتي هي ليه شاركت في برنامج البي اف اس اي، وازاي هي اللي هو طبعا مسؤول عن تنمية المواهب او اكتشاف المواهب في مصر، وهي بتقول هي شافتهم وتواصلت معاهم، وديفيد هوبسون طبعا مؤسس المنظمة دي راجل جميل جدا وساعدها انها تتعلم في الناحية التدريبية والكلام ده. وان شاء الله بتقول هي طبعا متحمسة جدا انها تيجي مصر وتقابل البنات هناك وتساعدهم في التطور، وان شاء الله تبقى نقلة كويسة. Right. How was your training program before you moved to a bigger club? So you played for big clubs and small clubs again. So the training programs, I mean, like the difference, even the impact in your life as a person, did you still see any difference?
Some of the smaller clubs, they weren't really fully professional. So that was a challenge for me. They didn't train maybe 5 days a week, they maybe only trained 3. So I had to then try and make that up so that I was still training professional, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the kind of bigger clubs, there was they'd more resources, they'd better gyms, better kind of training programs. Like, so I think that's probably the difference, just the access to different facilities and just expertise as well. Like we had lots of different coaches and strength and conditioning doctors, physios, just had access to a lot more kind of expertise as well.
Alright. سألناها دلوقتي الفرق، هي لعبت الأندية صغيرة وأندية كبيرة برضو، إيه الفرق يعني حسيتي إيه الفرق بين الأندية دي والأندية دي يعني عموما في حياتك أنت أثرت عليكي إيه في حياتك كلاعبة يعني؟ فبتقول إن الأندية الصغيرة مش محترفين مكان، يعني حتى أحيانا ما بيتمرنوش كل الأيام، بيتمرنوا 3 أيام مثلا مش 5 أيام. فلقيت الموضوع ده طبعا بيأثر عليها، كانت لازم هي بتتمرن لوحدها عشان تعوض الحته دي، عشان كان طموحها انها تبقى لعيبه في نادي كبير. وبس بتقول طبعا لما لعبت في الانديه الكبيره لقيت طبعا في دكاتره وفي جيم وفي استادات وفي يعني كل حاجه متوفره وفلوس طبعا، فكانوا يعني بياخدوا بالهم منها. الحياه اختلفت جدا، بقت لعيبه محترفه بمعنى الكلمه. Alright, so another question, you know, lots of people, they are really concerned about that. For example, as a professional female player, oh my God, I'm doing that wrong. What shall I eat? Well, what do I need to avoid? Am I watching TV so much? You know, I'm not going nowhere. So do you want to know your day? Like, what do you do?
What does my day look like? Well, at the moment, my day is a little bit different because obviously I've just left Liverpool, so and we're also not in training. So to keep myself kind of in that mind frame, I still train every day. So I'm allowed to do social distancing training. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll have breakfast. So it'll usually be something it's high in carbohydrates. So usually a bagel or some porridge, which fuels me for my training ahead. I'll then train kind of early afternoon or like late morning. I'll come home and have some lunch. And then it really depends. Like if I'm in proper football training, maybe I'll have gym in the afternoon, and then when I come home, that's recovery time. So I'll usually either go to the pool for like half an hour. I'll do different stretches and things in that, and then it's just relaxing and getting ready for the next day.
Brilliant. So you literally still have time for yourself. You still get time for yourself. If
it's the proper full time, like I've been at Liverpool, then yeah, I would have some time in the evening, which is nice to kind of unwind and to relax.
Brilliant. سألناها هي بتعمل ايه دلوقتي في يومها. طبعا في ناس كتير بيقولوا طبعا احنا قلقانين، احنا بناكل زياده، ما بناكلش زياده، بنضيع وقت في فرجه على التلفزيون او فايه هي يومها الطبيعي. فبتقول حاليا الوضع مختلف، لان طبعا عشان المشاكل اللي حاصله ما فيش تمرين مع الانديه، فهي بتصحى الصبح بدري، بتاكل حاجه فيها كربوهيدرات زي مثلا بوريدج او حاجه زي كده، بعدين بتتمرن، بتنزل تتمرن وقت كويس قبل الظهر شويه، يعني لو مثلا ممكن الساعه 10 11 بترجع البيت، بتستريح شويه، بتتغدى، وبعدين في في اخر الوقت بتاخد ممكن لو في جيم او ستريتشنج بتقول، وبعد كده بقيه اليوم بتبقى راحه، بتعمل ريكفري عشان اليوم اللي بعده تعمل نفس البرنامج تاني. Alright, so being a professional female player demands lots of concentration and focus. How do you maintain that without being stressed or like?
That can be a challenge sometimes. I think how do I maintain it? I think just having the right people around, it definitely helps, because sometimes with the type of person I am, I can be very intense, like I'm very football and driven in that sense, but I think sometimes it's important to be able to switch off, so that you're able to re-go again. So usually I'll have downtime with my friends and my family, and that kind of allows me to recharge and be ready to go again.
سألناها دلوقتي كلاعبة محترفة بنت، ده بيحط طبعا ضغوط كتيرة، ويعني ازاي هي بتتعامل مع الموضوع ده وبتركز في تمرينها بدون ما تتوتر وبدون ما يكون عندها مشاكل كتيرة. هي قالت طبعا ان الموضوع ده مختلف شوية على حسب الناس اللي حواليها، يعني بتقول بحاول اقعد وسط الناس المناسبين اللي هم بيشجعوني وبينسوني احيانا ان انا لعيبة محترفة والكلام ده، طبعا عشان الامور تمشي في طريقها الطبيعي وتقدر تستمر من غير ضغوط ومن غير ما توتر. So we've got another question. We have a question from a female footballer who's wondering like how you manage physical and mental changes during your menstrual cycle, especially in order of training programs, and do you need to inform your manager about that? Or how does it work?
I think managers now in England are becoming more aware of the menstrual cycle and how it affects players in different ways. Because some girls can be really in a lot of pain, where others it maybe doesn't affect as much. So we've been introduced to an app called Fitter Women, and it allows you to track kind of your own menstrual cycle and different symptoms that you've got, and then maybe you can start to understand how it affects your football. It also gives you different tips on what's the best types of training to use at different stages, and maybe different food groups that might help with pain or to also help boost your immune system depending on where you're at. So for me, like that's a good tool now that I use to kind of help stay on top of that.
So the app called again, sorry?
Fitter Women, so it's FITR Women.
Fitter Women. All right.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And it's free. It's online and it's free.
Awesome. Thank you. That's good advice.
Yeah.
سألناها دلوقتي بنقول ازاي البنات بيتعاملوا مع التغيرات الهرمونية احيانا وقت التمرين طبعا، وهل المدربين بيبقوا المفروض على دراية بالموضوع ده عشان يراعوا الظروف دي ولا لا. فبتقول في انجلترا الموضوع ده طبعا متطور جدا، والناس مركزين في الموضوع ده، عارفين ان في ناس بيبقوا عندهم ألم شديد جدا، وطبعا ممكن تقلصات في المعدة والحاجات دي، ولكن عشان كده بيقول في اب اسمها ابلكيشن اسمها فيتر وومن، ودي بتساعدك ان انت بتساعدك ان انت تعرفي التوقيت اللي تاكليه اللي ما تاكليهوش، اللي جسمك ممكن يستوعبه ولا لا. وبيقولوا من الاخر يعني لازم تبقى انت متعود مع جسمك وعارف ايه الاكل المناسب في الوقت المناسب وايه التمارين المناسبه في الوقت المناسب. Alright, we've got another question. Say, why do you think women's football is not as famous as men's football?
It's a tough question. I think women's football has not really had the exposure maybe that it deserves, and I think in time, like it's just based on opinion. And I think the women's game now is growing, and with like the World Cups and all the different championships going on, and now people everywhere around the world being able to watch it, it's just having that appreciation for the women's game. Like it's different from the men's game in some aspects, but I think if you just watch it as a football fan, you can enjoy it. So for me, I don't really know why it's not as big, but I hope that now like the kind of wave is changing, and women's football now is growing massively. So if you're a young female footballer, it's a great thing to be part of, and you can aspire to play at the top level and to be a full-time professional.
I'm sure on its way up now.
Yeah.
سألناها بنقول لها دلوقتي بالنسبة للكورة الحريمي أو الكورة الرجالي، السيدات والرجالة، إيه الفرق بينهم وليه مش مشهورة زي الكورة الطبيعية الرجالي اللي إحنا عارفينها؟ فطبعا بتقول ده سؤال غريب، ولكن طبعا هو واقع. ولكن في الامور في السنين الاخيره طبعا الموضوع اتغير جدا، بقى في منافسات، بقى في كاس عالم. فلو انت مشاهد عادي وبتتمتع بس بالكوره، بالفرجه على الكوره، هتتمتع بالكوره دي والكوره دي. انما لو انت طبعا متعصب للكوره الرجالي او حاجه، طبعا هتركز فيها. فهي بتتمنى طبعا في المستقبل ان الامور تتغير ويكون في ليها شعبيه اكبر. Alright, do you see, and this is a related question, do you see any difference between men's and women football? For example, from game formations or tactics, or do you think their natural difference, physical difference, makes any difference in the game?
I think maybe physically, of course, men are faster than women, and the game is a bit faster. But other than that, like the tactics, the technique, like there's all. It's the same. It's the same game that we're playing, and I think that's the biggest thing for people to try and understand. That other than kind of the physical aspect, like the rest of the game is the same. Like the tactics that you're coached, the way that you're coached, like it's all the same game. So for me, other than that, there isn't really any difference.
Do you know what's interesting? Personally, I've been talking to someone, football expert, and he said that women, because they physically can't hardly can match men, so the talent, I mean, they got more talents or more skills sometimes because that's their way of. So it's really interesting point.
Yeah,
that's
very interesting.
اوكي، سألناها سؤال بنقول لها ايه الفرق بين الكرة الرجالي والكرة للسيدات، وهل في فرق في التكنيك او في الخطط او جيم فورميشن او الطبيعة البدنية بتفرق؟ فقال طبعا الطبيعه البدنيه هي اللي بتفرق، لان الكره الرجالي بتبقى اسرع واقوى وفيها خشونه اكتر، ولكن طبعا من ناحيه الخطط والكلام ده كله طبعا ما فيش فرق. احيانا بتلاقي بالعكس ان الكره للسيدات بتبقى فيها مهارات اكتر، لان دي الطريقه الوحيده اللي ممكن ان هم يتفوقوا بيها على الكره الرجال. Alright, so we've got a female player now. He wants to know how to study football. How, if she want to start, become a coach or football master, or where she can go. Any suggestion from your side?
Well, there's a lot of now coach education online. I know that the Scottish FA are huge on it now at the moment, especially with everything that's going on. So there's a lot of things online that if you're a keen young footballer or want to be a coach, it's out there. So it's getting online, it's making connections even on social media. There's so many people sharing information, and really good information. So it's probably that. It's networking, and it's maybe getting yourself on a course where you can start to learn about the kind of intricacies of the game as well.
Brilliant. سألناها دلوقتي عن في اللي بالنسبة للعيبة، لعيبة عايزة تعرف ازاي تتطور من ناحية التدريبية او من الناحية العلمية بالنسبة للكورة، تدرس فين وتعمل ايه، تتواصل مع مين. فهي بتقول السوشيال ميديا حاليا في السكوتش FA او الاتحاد الاسكتلندي لكرة القدم موفر حاجات كتيرة جدا. لو تدخلي على الانترنت وتبصي على الحاجات دي هتلاقي فيه سبل كتيرة جدا للتواصل والتعليم، وفي كورسات مجانية عاملينها، فدي طبعا حاجات كتيرة كويسة. Alright, what's your advice for a female adult player who wants to improve? She still want to get even better and go to player and play in Europe. How can she achieve that, especially they're based in the Middle East and it's really far?
Yeah, I'm the same as her as well. I'm 30 now, so and I think that the minute that you stop wanting to improve is the minute that you're done. So I love that attitude. I think that as an adult player, you just want to get out into practice as well. So it's just getting on the ball. If she's got a coach around that maybe she go work on, to have someone to help, or even a friend to work on specific parts of her game that she feels like she needs to improve. And then it's just playing games and standing out. So she's playing for a football team. It's trying to be the best player on the park every time she plays, and it's that point hopefully that maybe someone notices you and playing, and that's kind of how any move that I've got has happened kind of as a younger player as well. So
سألناها دلوقتي بالنسبة للاعبات الكبار اوريدي ان هم عايزين يتطوروا يبقوا احسن كمان وممكن يوصلوا لاوروبا، ازاي يعملوا الموضوع ده، خصوصا يعني طبعا المسافة البعيدة بين الشرق الاوسط او الدول العربية وافريقيا واوروبا. فبتقول الموضوع ده مش بينطبق على اوروبا او على الدول العربية بس، ده عموما حتى عليها هي. لازم تحافظ على التمرين بتاعك ولازم تشوف حد مدرب كويس يطورك، يشوف العيوب اللي عندك ويحسنك. وبيقول اكيد انت لو لعيب كويس او لعيبه كويسه لازم هتوصل، حد هيشوفك وهياخدك للنادي الكويس، لان مفيش نادي طبعا هيشوف لعيب او لعيبه كويسه وهيرفض ان هو ياخده يعني. How would you advise a young player who's dreamed to be the next Christie Murray?
Just a young girl that wants to play football. I would say, I think for me, like, it's definitely working hard, and it's been relentless. I think as a young player, you're always going to get knockbacks. You're going to get things that maybe don't work the way that you want to initially. But I think how you react to that will make you the player that you're going to be. So I think definitely working hard, and it's asking the right advice and getting the right people to help you as well, because you won't be able to do it just on your own. So I think those two things are definitely key, alongside just really wanting it. If you're hungry enough, I think there's opportunities out there for you to be a professional footballer.
قلنا لها دلوقتي بالنسبه للبنات الصغيرين اللي عايزين يبقوا هي نجوم زيها يعني في المستقبل، يعملوا ايه وايه النصيحه ليهم. فهي بتقول اي حد بيقابله مشاكل في مسيرته الكرويه او التدريبيه او اي حاجه، او حتى في الحياه عموما، ما تستسلمش ليها. اشتغل تاني، ما تقولش لا خلاص الدنيا وقفت، لا كمل وافضل حاول تاني وتاني. وبدام انت جعان للعبه زي ما بيقولوا او مصر عليها، اكيد التوفيق هيحالفك في الاخر وتبقى لعيب كويس. Right, you didn't play against any Middle Eastern player or Northern African players in the World Cup. Have you ever played against any of them in any other occasion or with them? And are you familiar with the Egyptian player who plays for Stoke City, Sarah?
Yeah, I've heard of her. I don't know her, but I have heard of her, and I think it's great that there's loads of different people from different countries coming over to play in England now. I think it just adds to the game. It makes it more exciting. In terms of playing against Northern African teams, I don't think I have, but I would like to, because every different kind of country that you play against, they give you different challenges. So for me, like as a national team player, it's always great to play against a different country that you've maybe not come up against, because the style of football is very different, and it's a different challenge as well. So I haven't, but I would love to at some point.
Brilliant. سألناها دلوقتي على هي تعرف سارة عصام ولا لا، لعيبة ستوك سيتي، وهل هي لعبت قدام اي فرق من شمال افريقيا او من دول عربية عموما. فبتقول هي سمعت عن سارة عصام طبعا، وبتقول هي بس ما تعرفهاش شخصيا، بس بتقول ان اي لعيب بيجي حاجة كويسة ان اللعيبة بيجوا من دول مختلفة عشان يشاركوا هنا. طبعا دي حاجة كلها بتضيف للعبة وبتزود شعبيتها. الحاجة الثانية كمان انها بتقول هي تتمنى، هي ما لعبتش قدام فرق من شمال افريقيا او من الوطن العربي، ولكن تتمنى، لان طبعا كل مدرسة جديدة بتلعب لها بتضيف عندك وبتزود خبرتك وبتعرفك حاجات جديدة. Christy, we got the last question here. So say, would you consider participating in a tournament in Egypt against Egyptian teams if you were invited or offered?
Yeah, if my current club allowed me to, then I would definitely. And if not, maybe whenever I finish playing, I would definitely come out to visit Egypt and get involved, because for me, I love to travel and I love to experience different cultures, and for me that would be really exciting. So at some point I would love to come over and visit.
Brilliant. سألناها دلوقتي ان هي لو كان توجه لها الدعوة انها تلعب في بطولة في مصر قدام فرق مصرية وكده، هل هتوافق ولا لا؟ فبتقول طبعا لو النادي اللي هي بتلعب له هيوافق طبعا هي اكيد هترحب. لو النادي ما وافقش هتتمنى بعد ما تبطل كورة او تبقى حرة انها تيجي، لازم تحب تقابل الناس وتقابلهم طبعا وتشارك الخبرة بتاعتها معاهم. Christy, that was all the questions we've got here. Would like to thank you so much really for your time today, and honestly that was lovely having you with us today.
No, thank you for having me on, and I hope any of that helps someone, and I'm always around if anyone needs some advice. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. هي بتشكركم طبعا على ان انتوا وقتكم النهارده ان انتوا اتفرجتوا عليها، وبتقول تتمنى ان يكون ساعد اي حد. انا بس حابين ما قلناش اسامي الناس في الاول، نحب نقولهم. معانا يو عاشور، معانا محمد اتي ابو، معانا ابراهيم عبد العزيز، ومعانا الكابتن هشام ومحمد عاطف، ومعانا كابتن وليد الشناوي طبعا ليه خبره سابقه مع منتخبات السيدات في مصر. بنشكركم كلكم وشكرا لوقتكم، وان شاء الله نشوفكم حلقه جديده وضيف جديد، وخلينا نتكلم كوره مع اتش سبورتس جروب.